Hey, my name is Chris Coleman, and welcome to my interpersonal communications project for Dr. West's interpersonal communication class, summer 2010. Going to slide 2, I'm a 28-year-old graduate student at Liberty University, residing in Winston-Salem with my wife, have no kids, no pets, and this will be my 6th class I'm taking online. Hopefully next summer I'll be able to graduate. Quick little overview on this class. It has pushed me mentally, emotionally, professionally. I want to change so bad, and I feel the change coming from the material that I've read in this class. It's been overwhelming. It's almost been overbearing at times, but I feel like I'm doing something that's going to help me and help the people that I talk to in the future. As we move on to slide 3, this is the identification of my overarching goal for my life and the definition of enlarging my conversation. As far as my goal is to help everyone I communicate in my life to go beyond the surface of conversation and see what may be hidden. Look for clues, look for body language, look for meta messages, things that people wouldn't see in regular conversation. Also, I want to lead them by example because I know this stuff. So they might not know it. So I want to be the one that's leading them. As far as the definition of enlarging conversation, it's going beyond the surface of conversation, listening openly and honest. You want to have a feeling of letting that person know, I am hearing what you're saying. I'm not just sitting here letting it go in one ear and out of the other. I hear it, I respect it, and I care about what you're saying. Even my quote goes into talking about actually listening to little kids and low-income families. I want to work in social work, and when kids come in, you have to respect them just like you respect them adults, because they're in the same situations. They're low income, and they're emotionally traumatized by the situation as well. In enlarging conversations, finding ways to keep the conversations going. Asking questions, adding to the conversation with personal responses. I'm a good one for that. I have a story for everything. So you add to the conversation, let them know that not only are you listening, but you're engaging. Gestures, nodding, sounds good, pointing, hand movements. It helps, letting the people know that you're involved. Moving on to slide 4. How your background and behavioral blend influences your conversation. My background, country kid, grew up in rural North Carolina, been an overweight, kind of big kid all my life. I found my confidence after excelling in sports and music, play 5 different instruments, did football and track, did it very well. As a result of that, I got stronger on the outside because I was doing things that people could not do and excelled in them. And as time went on, that outside persona progressed inside and I became stronger. Moving on to slide 5. My behavioral blend, I'm a DI. Carbonell says basically I'm both determined and inspirational. I stand out in a crowd. Look at me. Believe people think that I'm the ultimate visionary, and I do believe people think that I can see far beyond what's on the surface because I feel like I can. So I kind of buy into that as well. Also, I'm a quick decision maker, which has been positive for me and has been negative as well. Moving on to slide 6, the influence that it's had on my conversation. I have listened. I can see your lips moving, but I'm really not paying attention. I take the lead and I dominate conversations because I don't want to listen to you as much as I want to get my point across to kind of puff out myself. And I end conversations and start them when I want to because I really don't have any respect or regard for what you're saying. Moving on to slide 7. How that affects the conversation positively is I manage conversations. I do have them moving on so we can get to numerous different things very quickly. I provide feedback. That helps people kind of think that I'm listening. In the past, I've done it in negative and positive ways, so that has helped them and it's hurt them a little bit. And I answer and attack questions and situations that others would shy away from, which is a positive because I end up uncovering things that people wouldn't even dare go close to. But the negatives, again, I have listened. I lead and dominate conversations, and I end conversations with when I want to, and I have no regard for anything. And I don't think that's a positive outlook or a positive way to help anybody. As we're moving on to slide 8, some potential barriers in my interpersonal context. Nobody wants to talk to me or communicate. Nobody feels comfortable talking to me. Others feel I'll push my agenda on them, and everybody avoids taking the initiative because they just feel like they can pass on something to me. Moving on to slide 9, some ways I can compact that is I can find the lighter side of me using Peterson's TLC method. Pretty much what that does is puts people in positions where one person is doing one thing and another person is doing another thing. One's the talker, one's the listener. As the talker, as I read it from the book, talkers, I am most bothered. I own the problem. My goal is to share my feelings and to share my thoughts without accusing, attacking, labeling, or judging. As a listener, I'm calm enough to hear. I don't own the problem. My goal is to provide safety, understand, clarify, without agreeing, disagreeing, advising, or defending. So that's a way to get that going. Nobody feels comfortable talking to me. I have to show that I'm there for them. Burley Allen says this listening mode allows the speaker to feel validated by giving verbal feedback on what was said or done, along with a guess at feelings behind spoken word. The listener communicates acceptance. If you show people that you're talking to them and that you care, they're going to reciprocate that back and they'll be happy. Others will feel like I'm pushing my agenda on them. If I'm more passive, less dominant, I'm not trying to push my agenda on them. Using Peterson's TLC method, where they're talking and I'm listening, or I'm talking and they're listening, that frees up. And if you do it correctly, you won't seem dominant. Everybody affords taking the initiative. If I can learn to step back, stop being so dominant, then others will take initiative. If I can just kind of guide them, I can lead them without telling them what to do. Moving on to slide 10, my definition of noise pollution are things that can get in the way of you effectively communicating with others. Examples like trying to have 2 conversations at once. A lot of us do that. Having other things have our attention, our TVs, our Blackberries, our iPhones, our Facebook pages, what we want to do tomorrow or the day after, or what we have planned at the end of the year. Moving on to slide 11, some things to some solutions would be talking to people one-on-one, moving them away from the crowds, cutting the cords, getting away from phone calls and texting, no emails, no chattings, no web searching, no TV, and committing to the conversation, engaging, reacting, contributing, and broadening the conversation, letting people know that you're listening. As I get to slide 12, my plan of action is basically more of you, less of me talking, trying to let you know that I'm understanding. I want to do a whole lot more inhaling, basically where I'm selecting, organizing, and inferring, like Dr. West said. Let others lead. I'll follow. I'm fine. Commit to TLC and invite others to do it. Kill the distractions. Cut the phones off. Focus on others. Like my quote, I'll be working with low-income families. I want them to know that I'm listening, and I want to change myself. I want to examine myself, change what I do want to be to what I want to be, and show people I can be different.